So welcome YouTube to my making of a random bikers video. You are looking at the most important part of the projects. A chair. Nice comfy chair. You need a comfortable chair if you're going to be doing a lot of work. And making videos, even though a video that you're watching on YouTube might be only 15 minutes long, it could take a good 6 hours to put that together, you know, using lots of different videos and music and images or whatever you're looking at. It takes a long time post-process, so you need a good comfortable chair. In this one, actually, if you have a look here, you can actually have a massage at the same time, even though I wouldn't recommend it because it feels like it's going to break your back. Anyway, serious stuff. This is the most common question I've been asked is what camera do you use? And I tell, obviously, I've used the Drift HD 170 Stealth. This is probably the best camcorder, well, action camcorder on the market, because it does full HD at 780, but that's only at 30 frames per second. I record all my footage in 720 at 60 frames a second, so it doesn't matter how fast you're going, you'll always get a nice smooth look to the videos. And they're quite easy to edit as well, as you can see. FPS, it says slow motion, but I always record it and it isn't in slow motion. There is an option for slow motion, but I still record at 60 frames per second at normal speed. In the box, as you can see at the back here, it comes with all the cables, loads of different mounts. The way I mount mine on my crash helmet, hopefully you'll be able to see this. The mount there, so the camera just sits there. As you can see, that would be the camera. It sits in the hair and it keeps up with my eye line, so I have it facing this way. I feed the mic underneath the bottom of my crash helmet. Can you see this windbreaker there? I've literally just got some double-sided tape and stuck a windbreaker protector, so you shouldn't get as much wind noise on the mic, and it's worked very well. I feed the mic underneath the helmet, and can you just see in here there's some blue tack. The reason that blue tack's in there is so I can just feed the excess cable to the mic underneath here, so everything's nice and neat and tidy. It doesn't get caught on anything as I'm riding. So that's how I capture all my footage, obviously, using my crash helmet. There are other mounts in the box. You can see this one here, that gives you the option to put that on your handlebars, so you can get a different view. You've got another mount which I'm using right this second. It's a head mount. As you can see with this guy here, this cool looking chap, I'm looking just as cool as him. Right now, I've got a camera strapped to the side of my head, just so you can see what I can see. I thought it'd be a really good way of actually recording this video using this camera. I could have used my camera on my phone. That's actually got a really good camera on it for doing record modes. But I thought I'd give you a first person view of how to make a video. I'm not going to go to the depths of making a video, but I'm just going to tell you the process that I go through. So anyway, that's the camera. If you've got any questions about this camera, feel free to comment, send me a message. I've had quite a few messages asking about the camera. Oh, I nearly forgot one thing. This camera, another reason why I love this camera over the GoPro, I'm not going to go into like comparing the comparison between the both, but I love having a wireless remote and it's got an LCD screen so you can view the footage. Okay, I think that's enough about the camera itself. As I said, any questions, feel free to ask about them. I'll put that there. That's my lovely crash helmet. So obviously you've reviewed my videos, and there's a process on what you're seeing. So what I do is obviously I get a lot of footage, a hell of a lot of footage. I've got a good, I don't know, I'd say about 200 gigs now of footage of just me riding, talking, and you've got to break that down, and it's got to flow well as you're watching. And the way to do that, I'm just going to open up Vegas Pro. This is what I use. I use Vegas Pro. And the reason you're getting this message that comes up here, I don't know how well it's going to show up, is because I run off if you just look here, I've got some hard drives I'm just going to explain about in a second. I run off hard drives, and it'll always ask you because I'm always changing the hard drive, it goes in and out, and the drive name changes, the drive letter, sorry, changes. So I'll just literally just okay, I know what the video is, and go yes to all. Okay, this is all my video footage. I'm not going to go into this now. But anyway, so you have to cut the video footage down so it flows. So it really has to flow well. No one's going to want to watch something that's extremely boring and doesn't seem to match, doesn't seem to flow very well. You need something that matches the audio. So even if that's a song or what you're talking about, you've got to make sure it's interesting and engaging. And my videos have been really well received, and I've been quite moved by the fact that so many people seem to be enjoying them. So as long as you guys keep enjoying them, I'm going to keep making them. I never made them for anyone else apart from myself. It's just been a hobby of mine, but it just seems to be like a lot of other people who are enjoying the hobby. Anyway, okay, back onto this. Right, the hard drives. This is what I do now. So I've recorded lots of footage. So what I'll do is I'll take the memory card out of the camera, obviously, and there's an SD card slot just there. So I'll plug my SD card into my laptop. Then I'll transfer the footage that I've captured onto my laptop. That's here, obviously. I've got a USB hard drive here. This is a 1 terabyte laptop hard drive, which originated from this laptop. I upgraded this laptop, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. I took obviously the hard drive out of the laptop, replaced it with an SSD. I've stuck it in the case. This is purely raw footage and the final videos that have gone up. So I'm pretty much using this as like an archive. So once I've taken on the footage off the memory card, and I've put it on my laptop, I then pull it onto that hard drive, and I've got another hard drive here. This is a USB 3 hard drive, but inside here is a 80 gig SSD. So what that means is that it's extremely fast, and I can encode from this. The reason I'm doing this, what a lot of you guys won't need to worry about, the reason I'm doing this is so I've got the option to move to my Ultrabook. I've got an Ultrabook here. So obviously I do a lot of travelling. I do go around, and I like going to coffee shops, working from them as well. Sometimes it gets boring just seeing this view. Sometimes it's just nice to get out. So I've got a Ultrabook here. It's got really good battery life, so I can actually do a lot of the grunt work. Going through the footage I've taken, picking out certain parts of the videos I like, and then I've got Sony Vegas 12 actually on this as well. That had no problems with that. The only bad thing about the Ultrabook is that it's very, very good for picking out videos and like zooming in. As you can see here, you can go right in, you can choose different effects. It's just as fast as my laptop, but the encoding times, what an encoding time is that that's the finished product. You'll have many different videos, like video sources in a project, and to finalize it you will need to encode it into a final video, so it's just one format. And to do that on an Ultrabook, even though this has an i7 dual core i7, it still takes a very long time. I encoded the last music video I did to Chasing Cars. I did that on my Ultrabook, and that took about an hour. That took about 40 minutes to encode a 4-minute video. Absolutely crazy. My laptop, on the other hand, this is actually marketed as a designer's laptop for doing media design. I bought it to play games, but on the back end of that, it's very, very good at doing video encoding. It's got a top-of-the-range i7 processor running at 2.2 gigahertz with overclocking, because it does an automatic overclocking. It's called Turbo Boost. That goes up to 3.1 gigahertz, so that's pretty quick. And it has a NVIDIA GeForce 5550M graphics card. That is really, really handy for doing video encoding. So it'll offload the video encoding aspect of the project to the GPU, which is the graphics card, and does it really, really quick. I'm just going to give you a quick example. So let's just say I've done this already. I've encoded this. This is already up. This is my Tent Talk. So I'll go render as, And as I say, I always encode, so go to main concept, I always encode for 720, customize. If you just have a look here, can you see that? It says render using GPU only. But if you go CUDA there, that means it'll offload to my GPU. Press OK. So that it is really that simple. Let's just change that. I just want to give you a quick example of this. I'm going to say, I'm going to name this, just put 1 there, sorry, and go render. You'll see, even though I'm going off just this hard drive, you can see the frames per second is crazy high. It's flying. It's real time. I can encode in real time. So a 6-minute video will take sometimes less than 6 minutes to encode. This will jump up the actual time, the approximate time, but once it actually gets into the flow of things, it gets faster and faster. And if you just look over on this screen, you can actually see that my GPU load has gone to 72%, and my CPU is barely being used. It's because it offloads to my, as I said, to my GPU. Right, that's enough of the boring stuff. The laptop itself, I've got 8 GB of RAM, and I highly recommend the upgrade which I've done to this. I upgraded 2 things for doing the video encoding. I upgraded the RAM, so it's got a 1300 MHz RAM, Kingston RAM in there, and it's got an SSD. That's a massive upgrade, definitely doing video encoding. So like I just showed you, I just started doing some video encoding there. Most computers, like the laptops that you're probably watching this on, would have a very hard time doing what I'm going about to do now. So I'm going to just render as, just do exactly the same. So this is actually in so everything's being pushed to the limit now. You can see it's encoding. Most laptops, you won't be able to use it for ages while it's encoding, but with an SSD, so here we go, I can put that over there. As you can see, the system's still, it's like it's not even bothered. There you go onto my YouTube channel. Everything runs just as quick. It's like it doesn't even really notice it's doing it. And anyone that works in media will be quite impressed with that. You know, if you haven't got a GeForce card that hasn't got, the CUDA on it, it's going to take you a lot longer to encode your videos. Yeah, anyway, we've had enough of that. Oh, there we go. So I've shown you that. Another piece of equipment that I use to take still shots is my FinePix camera. This is a very old camera. It's really dusty. I haven't used it for ages. I haven't actually had to use this yet to take any stills of any products I'm using or anything like that. But this is a FinePix 6500 FD. You can pick this up really cheap now. When I bought it, it was a few £100s. I got it a lot cheaper than that. I bought it off a friend very cheap. But it was quite an expensive camera at the time. I've had it for about 4 years. It's only 6.2 or 6.3, yeah, 6.3 megapixels. Good camera. Much better than a mobile phone for taking photos. I do use my mobile phone a lot. I've even used it to take video footage of the actual camera, because obviously you can't see what the camera looks like. I will probably add that into this review of what I'm using. So that's it really. I can't really think of anything else I'd do. Obviously, once I've done my encoding, I'll stick it up on YouTube. I would say, like, it's not an easy job to actually make videos that are easy to watch. Anyone can just literally press record and go on a bike ride. That can be quite boring. Even I find it boring watching some videos. You need a form of, it needs to flow, as I said earlier on. If you don't get a video that flows, it's hard to watch, and people just won't watch it. They won't share it, and they won't really understand what they're looking at. Every one of my videos that I've uploaded so far, there's a storyline involved. It's a very simple storyline. It's a bit abstract, but there is a storyline involved. There'll be a beginning, a middle. There'll always be changes. The video will change throughout what you're looking at. I'll cut different parts of different videos into one video which you see, and hopefully it blends well so it's easy to watch. That's the key of making a good video, I believe. I'm really touched that so many of you enjoy my work. Thank you for watching. I've had so much nice feedback. It's been really touching. A lot of my friends have been so supportive. Even strangers sending me messages on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm very grateful. I'm going to keep going. If you've got any questions or I've missed anything out, please just feel free to comment, send me a message. I'll do my best to get back to you really quick. I can't think of anything I've missed out. I really can't. I'm just thinking. No, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to use my fancy remote now. See this? Stop recording.